On today's episode of The Joy of Editing with Dave Kelly, it's the TK7 Go Panel. This is an introduction to infinity color masks. Before I get started, I wanted to let you know there is a new TK8 beta out. Now, if you already own TK7 version 2, this is a free upgrade for you. It's TK8 beta right now. And it's still in the development stages. And if you want me to do a video on this, please let me know in the comments section below. I'll be happy to show this to you. And by the way, I'm going to link Tony's blog to you in the description below so you can go ahead and read about this. Tony made a video about it as well. So you can read all about it and how you can grab it if you own the TK7 version 2. Well, I just started a diet about a week ago, so I thought, wouldn't it be appropriate to do a picture of donuts today, work on a picture of donuts actually. So, and I thought this would be a great picture to demonstrate the infinity color mask to you. Now, I provided this image for you in the download link below. It's a free stock image, so you can go ahead and grab it if you want to follow along with me. So far, we've been working with the lights, darks, and midtones masks. We've been working with zone masks. And today I thought I would introduce you to the infinity color masks. Don't you love that name? Infinity color masks. These masks are really cool and they deal with color, obviously. Hopefully after this episode, I won't run down to my nearest Dunkin' Donuts shop. Well, let's go ahead and have some fun. And I hope you're enjoying this TK7 Go series. And I'm hoping you're seeing how really easy they are to actually use once they become demystified for you, and I hope I'm doing a good job at doing that for you. But anyway, let's come up here to the infinity color mask. Now you can recognize it here with these rainbow of colors right here. So if you click on this, what's going to happen is you're going to get a color picker here. Very simple. All you need to do is target a color that you want to adjust. And let's start out with these blueberries right here. So let me go ahead and click on the color in these blueberries and click OK, and you'll notice those blueberries are selected. Now we can do some modifications here. Okay, now we're starting to build our layer mask, and we're going to adjust the colors on the blueberries. Now we can see any area that is light will be getting an adjustment. Any area that is dark or darker gray will be getting less adjustment, or if it's black, it'll be getting no adjustment. And this is a really good tip for you. If you're looking at this black and white representation here of a layer mask and you're saying, boy, what are these? Obviously, these are some kind of blue here, but what's this down here that's being selected? So you have this icon right here with these two arrows. Click on it and you can see the original image and you can say, oh yeah, look, that is a blue color. It's a different blue than this. So it's being selected a little bit differently. So when I click it again, you see the mask. See, it's getting selected maybe a little bit less, but we're going to go ahead and modify the mask here. And I'll show you some really cool things that we can do. And one of those things is, I don't want to, select these, call them jimmies on this donut here. I think that's what they're called. Let me know if I'm wrong, but I don't want anything selected up here. And I can see there's some selection up in here, like in here and here. So I could come here and grab this black paintbrush and make my brush larger. And I could simply paint on this mask and say, yeah, I know I don't want you. I can paint you out. And that's why Tony gives us all these tools here. And then down here, I don't want this area selected here. So we're going to work on that a little differently. Now let's go up to the TK7 Go panel. And you'll notice we have these color swatches here. And then we have this slider here of the different colors. And you'll notice it's targeted blue colors. Now you can widen those blue colors out by grabbing the edges of this slider here like this and expanding that zone. And when I do, see what happens up in there. Now I expanded it way too much, or you can narrow that zone down. And this is just, all you're doing is really fine tuning your mask. Don't let this stuff scare you. See, as I narrow it in, I'm getting less of this color here, and I don't want that color. I just want these blueberries, and that's going in the right direction. Let me see if I can come in a little more and just experiment. If you start messing up with your blueberries, you got to be careful there. But that's looking pretty good, and these areas are going away. I can paint these out, and that line across there, I can paint that out as well. And then you have this slider here. If you move it to the right, you're going to lighten everything that's already light. Do you see that? So we can lighten things up here. And this is feathering. And if you hold your Option or Alt key down and hover over these things, it'll tell you this slider sets the color feathering of the infinity color mask. Pull left for less feathering into similar colors, and pull right for more feathering into similar colors. Okay. So let's try that. Let's feather to the right a little bit. Nah, I don't want to go that way. I'm going to go to the left. See how I'm just tweaking my mask and just play with these things. The idea here is I want these areas very light and everything else kind of dark. And then I'm going to come down here to modify, and I'm going to take this shadow slider and move it to the right, and darker things will get darker. And you see that color on that icing that was over the blueberry. See how that turned really black, and that's good. I don't want that to get my adjustment. And then I can take the midtone slider and move it to the left, and those berries get lighter. Do you see that? Okay, and then I can take the highlight slider, move it to the left, lighten things up a little bit more. And I think I got a pretty good selection. I'm just going to take this shadow slider, move it to the right a little more, and maybe move this in a little bit, but just play. But that's all you're doing is modifying. In this area right in here, that little line across there, look, I can get my black paintbrush and just go. You're gone. And look how I isolated those berries. Now all I have to do is pick an output source, and I want to put that on a hue saturation adjustment layer. So I'm going to click right here, and there's my hue saturation adjustment layer. And here's my tool right here. So I'm going to take the saturation. I'll just watch the berries. I'm going to move this to the right, and I can add saturation to those berries. Let's give them a decent amount of saturation here. I might overdo it a little bit just so you can see it on the video. And maybe I might want to lighten them up just a little bit. Give them a little bit of lightness, make me want to eat them. Actually, I don't want to eat them, so maybe I want to darken them. Okay, but anyway, let's just lighten them up a little bit. Maybe a little more saturation now. Maybe that's too light. Maybe right there. Now here's a before and here's an after. So just like that. That's simple, a little bit of modification. And you guys work with Photoshop. You know how all these sliders work. So, and the principle behind the TK7 Go panel was just using all the resources that Photoshop give you, like levels and curves and things like that. And I'm sure you're all very skilled at using all of those adjustments found in Photoshop. Now let's go back to our infinity color mask. Click on the icon. Now let's pick another color here. Let's work on this icing right here. And maybe some of the other pink icings too. I'm not sure. But let's click this right here. And let's click OK. And you'll see what it's selecting. Now it's selecting this background, which is pink. So remember, we have this icon right here with the two arrows. We can click it. This is pink. There's pinks down in here. Let's see if we want to affect all the pink. We don't have to. But remember, we can also use that technique of masking a mask. And we're going to get into that today too. But we'll see if we use it here or not. But let's just work on this. Okay, so let's go back and look at our mask. Let's work on our layer mask. Okay, so let's adjust the width of our zone here. Now, these color swatches, you can click on pink, green, whatever you want. But by that target tool lets you pick the exact color, which is right in here. Now, let me just expand it to the left and see. Yeah, I want to get more of this pink in this area because I this background here that the donuts are sitting on, I want to saturate that a little more. So let me see if I can lighten that up a little bit more. I don't want to see how the berries were starting to lighten when I got too far in there. So I got to be careful. I don't want to go too far. Maybe right there. And let's see what happens if I move this more to the right. No, it's getting into some areas in here. These are pink jimmies over here, so that's okay. But let me just pull this in a little bit. And I'm just looking for the best adjustment I can possibly get. Now let's see if we can lighten it up. Lighten the selection up a little bit. Okay, somewhere around there. These are shadow areas under here. And feathering, I think the feathering's okay. I'm not going to mess with that. I'm going to mess with the modify, though. The darker areas, I want to go darker. Maybe not that much. Let me work with the lighter tones first. Let me lighten up the lighter tones. Let me pull the highlights in. Maybe somewhere right around in there. And let's darken up the darker tones a little bit. Okay, so you can see it's getting the background here, the pinks in here, the jimmies over here. This area right in here is nice. And some of the icings down in here look good. And we can also use this expand right here. This will expand the whites and the blacks, actually. It makes the whites whiter and the blacks blacker. So let's click that. We can click it a couple times. See how things change when I do that? And I think that's a good selection. Now I'm going to go ahead and put that on a hue saturation layer and we'll get adjusting. I know I want to increase the saturation of the pink, so I'm going to start out by moving the saturation slider to the right. and give myself some more saturation. Okay, or I could give it less if I wanted to, depending on what look you're looking for. But let's say we want to add more saturation. And maybe we want to, let's try lightening or darkening. Maybe I'll darken those pinks a little bit. I think that's giving it a little more contrast in the entire image. Let's try a little more saturation. If I go too much, it's going to go out of control. So I got to be careful here, but I think maybe right around there looks pretty good. Let's take a look. Here's the before and here's the after. So we've successfully targeted all the pink colors. Now let's say I just want to bring these pinks up even more right here. So I just want to work on just that one section of pink right there. But I'm happy with everything so far. So here's what we're looking like so far. Here's our original, and here's where we've come to. So I've made these blueberries more saturated. I've got my pinks more saturated, and I'm liking the way it's going. But now I want to bring up some of the pink on here, and we're going to work on that a little differently. We'll go ahead and grab another infinity color mask, and I'll target this pink right here and click OK. And now let's tweak up the mask here. Let's play with this width here. See if we can. It's pretty good right there. I don't think going to the right's going to help. Not really. It's getting this area here, which I don't think that is. I don't think that's a blob of icing, but let's see. Let's use this. I love this tool Tony gives us to let's look back to the original image. No, that's part of the donut in there, I believe. So no, I don't want to adjust that. So let's go back. Yeah, so I got to be careful there. So I went too far to the right. So there's some red tones in there. So let's narrow that range up a little bit. Even a little bit more. Maybe right around there. And there's this A button here for an automatic levels adjustment. Let's click it and see what happens. Not much happened there. Let me adjust the brightness of the light areas. That's too far. I'm watching down in here. See, it's grabbing, it's going into that area. See, I can't get that. It's getting too light in there, so I got to be careful there. I don't want to go too light there. Okay. And let's see. Let's work with the levels now. Let me take the highlight slider, move it to the left. Yeah, see, that's lightening those up. Really nice. Now, don't worry about the rest of the image. I'm only worrying about these blobs of icing here, okay? So I can keep moving that in, lightening that area up. And let's go with the midtones. That's going the wrong direction. Somewhere right around there. Let me darken up the darks. Lighten up the lights a little bit more. Okay, that's good. This little area right in here, that's really not a problem. But remember, I always have this paintbrush. I can make my brush smaller and just, I can just paint that off like that and it is gone. And I think I'm pretty good. Let me try to expand this selection. Or the lights and darks, make the lights lighter, the darks darker. Yeah, see how that's working nicely to bring up lighten up these blobs of icing here. I'm sorry, I was saying expand selection. It will actually be a selection, but it's a layer mask. Before I output this to a hue saturation adjustment, you may be asking yourself, well, can I just use that black paintbrush and just paint over this area here, over these donuts and over this donut, just grab a black brush and do that? And yes, you can do that. But I'll show you an easier way, and I've showed you this before, and that is masking a mask. So let's go ahead and output this to a hue saturation layer. Now, I don't know if you caught what I just did. I made a mistake. I actually chose a levels adjustment instead of the hue saturation adjustment. I clicked on the wrong icon, and you can see the last icon you click will be highlighted in green. So that's kind of nice. And you can see there's my levels adjustment. I don't want that, but let me show you how I can fix that. All I need to do is grab a hue saturation adjustment layer, which is right here. What I'm going to do is hold my Option or Alt key down, click on this mask, and drag it up. And it says Replace Layer Mask. Yes. And now I'm going to come to this Levels adjustment, and I'm just going to click this trash can right here and get rid of it. I'm leaving the mistakes in so this way you can see how I went ahead and corrected my problem. And that's all part of being a photo editor, knowing how to correct mistakes, because we're going to make them all the time. And now for the adjustment, make sure you have this top layer selected, and let's adjust the saturation. Now remember, we're only working on the pink blobs of icing on this donut. So I'm going to take my saturation, drag it up a good bit, and probably the whole way up to 100% to start with. But I'm going to take my lightness, and rather than going to the right and lightening it, and remember, we're only looking at these pink blobs, I'm going to start to darken it. And when I do, see how I can add a little more of that hot pink look to those donuts there. I think I might want to pull the saturation back just a wee little bit. And let's start out with that. Now remember, the rest of the image has gone nuclear on the pinks, so not a problem because we're going to use masking a mask, right? So all we need to do is come to this icon. Now it's split into two sections here. The white side will put a white reveal all layer mask on a group that's only going to group this one adjustment. And the left side, this darker side, will put a black hide all layer mask on a group, and that's what we want to do so we can hide the adjustment. So I'm going to go ahead and click that, and there's my mask right there. Now all I have to do is get white paint and adjust your brush according to the size you need. I'm painting with 100% opacity and flow, and now I can simply very sloppily paint right over all these blobs of icing, and I've got my problem solved. Now this donut right here, I think I might want this icing to come up a little more. So what I think I'll do is I'll take my opacity and drop it down to say like 30%. And I think I'm going to paint over this, and I'll just put 30% of that pink color on there just to give it a little extra. And you know what? I might even want a little bit more. So I think I'm going to, now that just put 30% on. Let's see what another 30% looks like. Yeah, I'll just put another 30% over that. And that just gives that a little more saturation, and I like that. Now let's see where we've come from here. Now here's this layer right here. So here's the before, and there's the after. Isn't that great? Really does a nice job. I love the infinity color masks. Now let's see the overall before and after. So here's our before, and here's our after. So we saturated these blueberries. We gave these pink donuts here a little more saturation in the overall pinks in the entire image. We just brought up the saturation on the overall pinks, and we used 3 adjustment layers. Now it seems like it takes a long time when I'm explaining it, but it's actually, once you get the hang of these panels, you'll wonder, how did I ever live without them? Well, there it is, everyone, the infinity color masks. No color job is too much of a problem for the infinity color masks. And you, of course, it takes you to run the mask. And I really thank Tony for all of his work and all of his panels. He is an amazing guy, and I really appreciate him. And don't forget, the TK8 beta is out now. And if you're a TK7 version 2 owner, you can go ahead and download that. And anybody out there who wants me to do an introductory video on it, please let me know in the comment section below. If I get enough of you asking for it, I'll make that video. And also remember, anything that you purchase off of Tony's website, if you use my promo code DK15, you'll save 15% off of anything. And that's Sean Bagshaw's videos, any of Tony's panels, and all that kind of stuff. So it's really good stuff. I will link this in the description below this blog so you can read up on it, and it tells you how to go ahead and get the panel if you're a version 2 owner. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and click that bell notification icon. And also, I want to thank each and every one of you for joining me today in the Joy of Editing with Dave Kelly. I'll see you all right here next time, but until then, happy editing.